Wagwan Generals, welcome back to the Shift Gear podcast. And this week, we didn't have a lot to talk about this week. There's not anything really cool going on this episode this week. I think the coolest thing is I'm wearing two hats. I got peanut butter and jelly. We got that sorted out. Yeah, not much to say, Kieran. I think you want to just end the episode?
Yeah, week off of shift gear, Neil.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't have anything cool. Anyways, we have the world champion on the Shift Gear podcast. That's pretty cool. Shout out Riley McKay and welcome to the Shift Gear podcast. Thank you for taking your time to be with us. First of all, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us about yourself, like what you're doing, you're in school, whatever, all the nitty gritty.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me, Aneil and Kieran. It's great to be here. Well, obviously, my name's Riley McKay. I've been playing Pokemon since like 2015, 2016. I started like around the time when Rowan won. And that's actually how I got into it, just because like I saw that he won, and that's how I learned about competitive Pokemon and all that stuff. Right now I'm at McMaster. I'm going into third year, studying business, and I'm not really sure what I want to do with that, but maybe something around marketing or finance. But yeah, it's hard to know what I want to do, so we'll see.
Nice.
Hey, dude, I'm 27. I still don't know what I want to do, and I've been
exactly.
working for like Don't worry about it, man. That's normal. How's Mac? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, nice. Nice and close to. You're from Burlington, right?
Yeah. So it's like 25 minutes away, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's traffic or like a Taylor Swift concert or something.
You know what's crazy about Burlington? Like, this is gonna be like good Pokemon trivia for you guys. Like, I think it has to be the city that has the most world champions. Andrew Estrada's from Burlington, Rowan Stavino's from Burlington, and now Riley McKay's from Burlington. So they got 3 world champions from like this. It's not really a small town. It's like what? It's like 100,000 people. Actually, that is pretty small. And they have 3 Pokemon world champions. So something different is in the water.
Andrew actually used to coach me, so I think that's pretty cool that like he won back in the day, and now his students won as well.
Yeah. Bro said there's something in the water. I'll tell you what's in the water, and it's nothing nice, man. It's just straight sewage from all those industrial plants. Nothing nice in the Great Lakes, dude. I'll tell you that. But it's kind of crazy how Burlington spat out 3 world champions. Like, we need to move our asses out there, I think, dude. Like, if we want to ever have a chance.
Yeah. So that is awesome. So. Yeah, Riley, why don't we talk a bit about your origins? You kind of mentioned, because I think a lot of people don't really know much about you, because you kind of like burst onto the mainstream, I guess, in the past even like 3 months, I'd say, right? So, So you said you started playing in 2015 after Rowan won, which is awesome. So how did you kind of get your start? Were you just playing like cities? Like, what were some of your first decks? And what was like your kind of journey when you were, I guess you were a junior or were you a senior when you started?
I started in my first year junior. Okay. I wasn't very good though. So I played like, I knew like you're supposed to play Professor's Research, and I think there was like VS Seeker back then.
Yep.
And Shaman EX was really good. So I knew like a couple good cards, but then the rest of my deck was really bad. So I'd go to like a couple local regionals. I got like a couple wins. I didn't really do good at anything. And then like a couple of years later, I think it was 2018, I actually managed to make it to Worlds, but I didn't do very good there. The next year after that, I actually managed to like get top 8 at a couple of regionals and seniors. I got day 2 at Worlds. So like nothing too crazy, but I definitely got better. Then after that, the pandemic happened. Like I kind of took a break. I made Worlds the Japan year, I think it was, but like no crazy placements there either. So yeah, up until this year, I didn't really do anything insane. And then this year, I really wanted to get to Worlds. I also really wanted to get a top 8, but like it's so hard. So without NAIC, I probably wouldn't have got in there, just because like some people go to like 12, 13 events. So it's just hard with 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, so like you made day 2 at what, like 4 of your events that you played, I guess, and obviously second at the NAIC.
Yeah, I made day 2 at 4 of them. The 5th one, I got points from it, which is pretty good. I mean, it doesn't matter with the auto invite, but like, that one was actually really disappointing because I started 6-0 and then I lost like all 3 in a row after that.
Oh, I've done that too this year. Which tournament was that one?
Which one?
San Antonio.
Oh God.
Yeah.
This was back when there was like the you have to go X2 to make day 2 thing.
Okay.
That so annoying.
Well, I
Early in
mean,
the year.
I was like San Antonio, you could go X2-1, but like I always play it out. Like I was playing Lugia, it's like I hit Thorns, then I like lost 2 games. It was like nice. So I mean, but I'm looking at your Limitless. I have it open here. It's like it's not like you were struggling really. Like you're consistently making day 2. It looks like even the season, or like 2 seasons ago, it's like you were making day 2. You have 6 there, right? So it feels like you were like consistently making day 2, but it feels like maybe like NAIC and Worlds, obviously, like you finally are like breaking through. So, like, what do you think was the difference that you finally have started to put up these like big results?
It might have been a confidence issue, and it just like fixed itself a little bit at NAIC. A lot of like Arctura, I guess that's a little bit of a skillless deck. So I guess I thought I was just like getting into day 2 purely off the deck and hitting good matchups, and then when I actually hit like the really good players in day 2, my confidence just wasn't there. Whereas like with Gardevoir, it's pretty high skill. But yeah, I think it was mainly just nerves.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to do with that. Like a lot of us can relate to like that first one that you get of anything, like that first top 8, that first day 2, whatever it is. Like that first one's the toughest, right? And once
Yeah,
you do it,
exactly.
yeah, once you do it, everything else gets easier. So like for you, I guess maybe it was a confidence thing, but then once you like, you're like, you have a pretty awesome Limitless page because you have like those Arctura entries, and you're a great proponent for like pick one deck and get good at it, and it'll get you over that hump, right? So I guess you kind of lived that, didn't you? I guess my question for you would be, how much did that help? Like just having the one deck and knowing all the ins and outs.
It helps a lot with a lot of these other decks, though. The thing is, I would always play the same thing, but I'd usually experiment with a ton of other stuff and then switch back to the deck that I'm good with, like the night or week before or something. With Gardevoir, I actually didn't do that. I played it for like a month or so in advance, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that helped me, just knowing all the matchups and being able to like kind of go into autopilot in those like high stakes matches. I think that really helps. So if you have a deck that you know really well and it's actually good for the meta, probably just play that and don't like experiment too much. It would be a lot safer that way, at least.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess you said nerves were the biggest obstacle for you. So how did you overcome them in the NAIC run? Like what happened there that you think led to finally breaking through the top cut?
Well, I guess I lost round 2 at NAIC, I think it was. And then in round 3, I hit like this really good Japanese player who won a Champions League. And then I started Clefairy against him. And in the mirror match, that's like basically just an automatic loss. And I actually got kind of lucky and ended up winning that match. And from there, it felt like I could do basically anything. Yeah, Haruki Miwa.
Yeah.
He won a Champions League, right?
Probably. Let's look it up. I'm not as familiar with some of the Japanese players, but let's see. Haruki Miwa. Oh, yeah, he won Champions League Kyoto a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess like after that, I felt like that's as hard as it can get. So if I can win that, like I don't really have to be too nervous about anything else.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess just getting that one win. You know, it's funny. Like I had Callie on the podcast earlier in the season. She kind of said a similar thing to me. Like her year before this one, like she beat some really top players at a regional, and she was like that was what let her like have the confidence to keep going. So that's really cool. So do you feel like you kind of like rode that? I mean, you have some great wins along the way here. You beat Stefan Ivanov, obviously 2-time IC champ. You beat Rowan, which I guess that's almost like playing a local. You beat Tord, which is like debatably the GOAT, right? So so I guess okay, so then after this tournament, were you kind of like now like, okay, I am a top player, like I can beat anyone type of thing? Is that kind of how you felt after this one?
I definitely felt more confident in myself, but at the same time, there have been a lot of players who get one result and then you don't really see them again. So I was very hungry at Worlds to get another placement just to prove that this wasn't a one-off thing and like that I actually deserved this placement. I didn't just get lucky this one time.
I don't think you did. I don't think anyone has those doubts anymore. I have a random offbeat question. How nervous were you going out to the World's Finals in that stadium? Like, was it one of those things that you just locked in, you didn't care, or were you feeling every nerve?
The stadium didn't bother me that much, but just the match itself, the fact that like this is World's Finals, people don't really get here very often. If I don't win this one, I'm probably never going to be world champion. That sunk in like 20 minutes before the match for me. After that, I was like incredibly nervous the whole time.
Okay.
Also, there's like a card flip thing in the match before me,
Oh
and so
yeah.
I was really nervous about like making a mistake, drawing an extra card, anything like that. So I would like draw my cards one at a time, which I don't think people watching the stream would have liked very much. But yeah, I was definitely super nervous about that. I
Yeah.
think it's impossible not to be.
Oh, I
yeah.
agree. Yeah, I get nervous when I play on stream too. I do the same thing. I draw my cards. I mean, I do it normally one at a time just to make sure I don't like get a DPL or something. But yeah, like I can't imagine like the pressure. Like I guess playing the stage. I'm sure you could even with the headphones. Like you can hear the crowd, right? Like when they're cheering or whatever, a little bit, right? Or no?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay, you were locked in then for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, there was one regionals that I was on stream and I could hear the commentators. Like that's how
Oh yeah, I've
bad
had
it was.
that happen before. I tell
Yeah.
them and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll fix the volume.
I told them they didn't do anything. I was hearing the guy like commentate my hand like 5 seconds after I was doing stuff. It was actually so trippy. So I can't believe that you didn't hear that like loud crowd. There was like what 15K people in there?
I think it was 8,000 for that arena.
It was 8.
But
Okay.
it definitely like it was the vibe since it was like a smaller arena, right? Like it's way louder. Like the vibes were really good.
I actually found it really hard to tell if the crowd was doing anything because I know at least in some of the matches, the white noise included like screams from Unite crowds and stuff. I didn't really like that, but it does make it hard to tell when the audience is doing anything.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing to be honest.
Like I mean I obviously didn't play in the arena, but I played on stream and like the day before, and like it was the loudest white noise I've ever had. Like I played on stream a lot of times. So maybe they just upped it this tournament. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That is
My
funny.
follow-up question. So now that you won Worlds and you're from Burlington, are you going to buy a Bugatti to drive over the Burlington Skyway? Yes or no?
I'd love to, probably not though.
Okay, your parents are like, yeah, pay off your university first, bud.
Maybe like rent one and then drive over it, and then
Yeah, you can do that.
after.
Yeah, that'd be fun on the Burlington Skyway, where like it's like 60 kilometers an hour. Just rip the Bugatti. Who cares? Why not?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that money?
Yeah, I
Have
was
you
gonna ask the
decided?
same question. Yeah. Like what are you gonna do with all the prizes?
I haven't thought that far
fair
ahead, to
enough.
be honest. Probably like pay off some stuff, maybe like put it in the bank account. Maybe use a bit of it to travel to other Pokemon tournaments in the future. Probably stuff like that. Nothing too crazy.
Nice.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, you're a better man than me. I was just thinking Bugatti. If I won Worlds, I was like, I'm buying a Bugatti. Bro. I don't care.
Yeah.
How would you get that? Would you have to like sell the card or something?
Yeah, you'd
Probably.
probably have to sell the card. Like you could buy something like mid tier. You buy like a low end like Lambo or something with just the cash itself, maybe. I don't know.
I
But
don't
like,
know. It's taxed
it's-
pretty.
yeah, that's the. You're also gonna get taxed to hell. That's the other problem. But whatever, you'll deal with that when you get there.
Yeah, I mean, has it really sunk in for you yet that you've won? Like, I assume the trophy's like in your room or something. Like has it sunk in? Like you're the world champ. Like you've done this. Like you're the best player in the world right now.
It's sunk in as much as it ever will at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's always going to be a little hard for me to believe, but I sort of understand it now.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like when you're at the arena, were you like doing all the autographs and like photos with everyone? Because I think next year, the first tournament you go to, you're gonna be taking like hundreds of photos and signing hundreds of autographs. I think for sure.
I did like a couple, but then we had to go film a video. I had to pick up my stuff, get my card graded. So there was a lot of other stuff I had to do, so I didn't have too much time.
How sick is that bomber jacket you got? That thing's probably super hard.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't. It's a little uncomfortable. Not that I don't like it. Not that I don't like it. I just like will wear it everywhere.
Yeah.
If you wore that to like the McMaster clubs, oh my god, the Hamilton clubs would be booming. The world
What
champion
if
in the house.
someone
baby.
drives by and like a ton of dirty water or something spills up?
You know that
True.
meme, Aneil,
Yeah.
where like the guys in the corner at the party where it's like they don't know I'm world champ. Like that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Riley
yeah,
at the
yeah,
club, like with the
It's actually just that, bro. You gotta like walk around with that thing on, and like a plastic wrap on top of it, like one of those Supreme jackets.
Plastic wrap.
You'd be like a reseller, one of those guys who have like the claw machine stores with the shoes. You gotta have them all wrapped up. It's gotta be a serious ordeal if you ever wear that thing out. But it is pretty cool. Like all the merch is pretty sick. I can't imagine you'll use it, but it is pretty cool.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite piece of champion merch that they gave you?
The trophy.
Trophy, yeah.
It's so cool. Also, it's like easy to put somewhere, and it's easy to see.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, being a world champion is one of those things that's like perennial too. Like no one will ever forget your name now in the Pokemon verse, and like the trophy's sick because you can like show your kids like, hey, I was the world champion. But dude, that day's long gone. Your kids are gonna Google your name and it's all gonna come up. So you're cooked anyways.
What does your normal friends and family think? Like, were they cheering you on too, watching the stream? Like, have you told everybody? Like, do your classmates know yet, or it's still kind of under wraps?
No, I don't have Twitter. I don't tell like everyone everything about my life, but the people who knew, a lot of them messaged me and congratulated me. So I'm really grateful for all of those people. Also, just like a ton of Canadians, all supported me and like rejoiced the victory for Canada. I know like Landon Kettler, he was in top 8. We were talking about how we like had to win for Canada, and then once I won, I know he had posted something on Twitter about that, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we were all excited. I mean, obviously, I think patriotism is at like probably an all-time high for Canada the past year or so. And I think we take a lot of pride. I'm sure you do too, Riley, that like Canada, like we're the best country at Pokemon, right? The GTA, we're the best like region at Pokemon. So I think seeing you win was like exciting for all of us. Like I was definitely hyped that like the trophy was going north of the border, for sure. So
I already know your business classmates are thinking of ways to monetize you, bro. I can already like they're happy for you, but they're like, yo, how can I make money off this guy, man? It's gonna be it's a good lab exercise. I like it. Make money off Riley.
Yeah, that's funny. Cool. I guess the other question then I had for you too. So you said we kind of talked a bit about the nerves. Kind of talk about your journey to becoming like a better player, and like maybe a lot of people who listen to our podcast are always asking how to be better. So you said when you're younger you had some guidance from like Andrew Estrada. So I'm sure that was helpful. I know Andrew doesn't really play anymore, so like obviously he was probably instrumental, but what else do you think was instrumental to you just like leveling up as a player? Because you took like quite a big jump from good player to now like world champion. So what were the main things, like maybe besides the nerves?
Recently, I think I already said this, but it was just sticking with my deck and playing it for a lot longer. Before that, I would switch late. I think that had an effect on my play, and it would also have a negative effect on the deck list that I'd make. Also, there were a couple of regionals where I made some really questionable changes to my deck, like right before. And specifically the one I didn't make day 2. I think Noah and Rowan, who I was playing the same deck as them, they wanted to switch from Regidrago with like Temple and stuff to putting in like Iron Bundle and stuff like that. And then I hit 2 Lugias and just got absolutely destroyed. So yeah, probably just not switching the night before and playing your deck for a little bit longer leading up to the tournament just like really helps you prepare for the event more, helps your confidence. It just, I don't think I would have ever had these placements if I didn't do those 2 things. So that's my biggest advice.
Yeah, that's really important. My follow-up question, has Andrew Estrada reached out to you to talk to you?
Yeah, he actually reached out to me like before the finals and
nice.
told me he's gonna win and stuff. So
okay, so I'm looking at a Snap story right now. 14 hours ago, he was eating Colombian food at some random joint. I don't know what this guy's doing these days, but I didn't think he was tapped into Pokemon. So that's good to hear that he's still alive and kicking. He knew you were in the finals too, right? So you said he messaged you before.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know how he knew, but I guess he still knows what's going on, even if he's always away doing other stuff or Colombian. Yeah, exactly.
Doing what only Andrew Estrada can do. My actual real question is like a lot of the time when we post our like interviews and stuff, people are really interested in how like successful players test and like how they go about like preparing for events and stuff. And I know for like Kieran and I, we don't play a ton of ladder. We kind of just play here and there. But how did you test for this tournament? Like, were you just playing against your boys? Like, were you on ladder? What was kind of the process?
I kind of just played Pokemon with whoever, whenever I could. I tested a lot against like the people I knew. I go to like occasional leagues, league cups and stuff. I also played a bit on ladder, but I didn't do anything super specific. It's not like I had a testing group that I was testing with all the time. Or I also know some people like mark down all their games and all their results and like all the different ways the matchup could have gone different with like a different player, a different card. I don't do any of that. I basically just play and hope that that gives me a better feel for the deck.
He's just a chill guy. I like this. This is exactly what we try to push here, the Shift Gear podcast. I love it.
You love to see
He's
it.
just a chill guy.
Yeah. So cool. Okay, I kind of wanted to talk about actually now like your world's run and all that. So the first thing I wanted to kind of talk to you about is like your list. So I think your list is a little bit different than a lot of the Gardevoir lists we saw. I think the main difference was you had the Flutter Mane and the TM Devolution. So maybe talk to us a bit about your deck building process. So I know at NAIC you played a more standard list, right? With the Drifloon. And like now here you cut that and you went to the Flutter Mane. So kind of what led to this build of the deck?
Well, basically, I knew that my old list wasn't going to be as good into Jellicent, so I decided not to play any list like that. Also, some of the cards like Shaman, Drifloon, they're very useful in certain matchups. This list, I wanted it to be with cards that could be useful in almost any situation, though. So I cut a lot of those. I think I originally got the list. I just saw one similar to it online, except it played like Cleffa and third Arven instead of second Countercatcher and Mew. I was like, okay, this list just needs Mew and Countercatcher. I don't like the other two cards. So I cut those and then I put in these two new cards. From there, I just tested it and it felt fine. And I didn't really feel the need to change anything else. So there wasn't like anything crazy going on for preparing this list. I basically just took someone else's list and changed it to be more fitting for my playstyle, and then I ran with it.
Nice.
Classic.
What would you say your? Oh, sorry, you.
No, you go.
What would you say your play style is? That's the thing a lot of players say. So, like, what is your play style? If I had to ask you.
Probably a bit slower. Like a lot of potential for comebacks. A lot of being able to use Monkey Dory right now.
Yeah,
I really like using that. I also just like spreading damage around. And basically the opposite of like Miraidon or something like that.
Yeah, so not aggro.
Yeah,
exactly.
I respect that. Speaking of which, so one of like my first things when I was like looking at this list, I was wondering like, how do you beat Goldengo with this? And I think a lot of people were wondering kind of a similar thing. Is there a game plan for that? I know a lot of them are like heavy teching for Gardevoir now. There's like double Turos and a lot of them and stuff. And how do you beat Goldengo?
Well, the goal is to Devo them. You can get there a couple different ways, usually using like Flutter Mane, but you can also use Monkey Dory and Screamtail. Specifically, if they have only one energy in play and then you Mind Bend their active, that can be pretty useful because then they can't get Monkey Dory. That being said, I definitely don't think the matchup is good, so I probably got pretty lucky to not lose against a couple of them.
Yeah.
Also, a couple of the lists were probably not super standard, and they might have had a slightly worse matchup into me than other Goldengo lists would.
Yeah.
Like I know round 5 didn't play Monkey Dory, so that was really nice. Round 9 didn't play Picnic Basket, that was also really good. The last one played both, but I think it was prized at least one game, and then the other game I was just able to prize race. So I'm not sure how I won that one, but I'll take it.
No, you're all right. Like a lot of the Dengo lists we saw were super heavily teched for mirror, which I think was objectively like a good thing. But then like like stuff like your guard or your Pult matchup gets slightly worse. Like, yeah, Daniel's list was very interesting. I've actually played a bunch with this list. I really like this one. Like with the fan rotom, but
oh, he used that against me turn 1 of the first game. It was actually so annoying.
It's pretty sick. It's actually kind of cool too, like just from a perspective, like for you, that you went into Worlds saying, okay, I don't care about my matchup against this like 25% deck. It's actually really interesting from like a mentality perspective for other people going to big tournaments that like you didn't care and you didn't need to. You still won Worlds. I think that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Just like, were you like, so I guess my question would be like, when you came into Worlds, like, did you just not care about the Goldengo matchup? Were you okay with like the 45-55 or like, what was your mentality there?
I think I deluded myself into thinking it was a little better than it actually was.
I see. Okay. Classic.
Also, I just really didn't want to switch.
I mean, that's fair. Like, this was your deck, right? So it's like if you switch it up and then, like you're saying, like those last minute changes don't work as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. So like your first day went 602. So you tied Bradner. I know that game was on stream. That was pretty cool, actually. You guys got to have the rematch there. I guess maybe talking about your NAIC game. Like, I'm sure you've watched it back. Like, how do you feel about that match? Do you feel like there was anything different you could have done in the NAIC match, or do you feel like?
Well, there was the time thing. Obviously, I didn't play nearly fast enough. There were a couple other issues with time earlier in the tournament, and those kind of made me a little bit nervous. So I think those factored into why I didn't do so well. Also, it's just my first finals, so it's I don't think anyone does that well in their first finals. So I'm not too worried about it. If I could go back and redo it, I would probably play a bit differently, though.
Okay. So did you know he was playing the Jellicent build, or like was it kind of when you hit him, you just like assumed it was just like normal Guardy again?
Well, I asked him if we were playing Guardy Mirror, and he said yes, but I had no idea that he was playing Jellicent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that different from normal Guardy Mirror, though.
Yeah.
Because I have Flutter Mane. Otherwise, it would be.
Yeah, the Flutter I think is huge. So I mean, now that Worlds is done, like obviously you won, so we'll say that your Guardy's like the best Guardy. But like, what do you think about like maybe Jellicent Guardy or like just like Guardy in general after this tournament?
It makes me really sad to say this. I don't think it's that good. Just if you look at some of the decks from Worlds, specifically in the top 8, there was like 5 decks that had really unfavorable matchups into, and I only hit one, which was really lucky. But yeah, specifically Mateusz's Zorak deck, that matchup is just horrible. Like, I think I could play like 50 games and I'd maybe win one.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, Guardy was in this weird spot. I think Guardy still is in this spot where it's like on paper, its matchup spread isn't that good. I think like Riley's saying, but I think the deck has so much agency and like skill expression that I think that might be why you won a lot of your games, probably, right? Like I think taking Guardy to a regional, for example, where the players aren't as good as Worlds, like I'm sure you could probably win like against most average Dango players you hit at a regional, right? Or do you not think that's true?
I honestly have no idea. I mean, I won some at Worlds, so maybe I could win again. It's more like the end Zorak. I just don't think I could beat that. If Zardless start teching a little harder for Gardevoir, then the match would probably just become too bad for me to win. I mean, I think it's still playable, but I don't think playing Gardevoir is as good as it would have been for the last couple tournaments, and I wouldn't expect it to like win Pittsburgh or anything like that.
Yeah, we've said this a lot too. We were kind of like previewing Worlds for a couple weeks, and we're like, Gardevoir in the hands of like a top like 5% player is so strong. But if you're anything less than that, it's really tough to do well with Gardevoir because there's like so much hate going around. Like the matchups are so difficult that you gotta like really see some crazy lines to beat some of these decks. And like to win Worlds, and like you've experienced getting to the finals of NAIC, and like to win Worlds, you need things to kind of fall your way, as you just like alluded to. Like you needed to dodge those bad matchups a little bit. Like, you need some good luck, but it feels like with Gardevoir, like you also have a lot of potential to like outskill people, which I think is what Kieran was touching on as well. So even though it never feels like the right play, it definitely didn't feel like the right play going into Worlds, at least from my testing. I didn't feel like it was as OP as it usually is, but it still won Worlds. Like the deck is just so good at being versatile that I think anything is possible. So I guess going into Pittsburgh, I guess I'll ask you bluntly, are you going to play Gardevoir?
I honestly don't know, but I want to say no.
No? Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. You win Worlds with the deck and you're not going to keep it going?
Maybe I should just like retire on a high with Gardevoir.
Okay, yeah, so you're just like, I don't want to like ruin
like that. Pittsburgh and then bomb now, right?
And your memory's ruined with Guardy. You know what? That's fair, actually. So yeah, maybe you leave Guardy on a high note. Like you're like, all right, back-to-back finals. One of them's a win at Worlds. Yeah. So what are you gonna do with the deck? Are you gonna frame the deck? Like, do you just have it sitting in your deck box still?
Yeah, it's still sitting in the same deck box, same sleeves. I haven't really touched it since Worlds. I don't even think I've played a single game with it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either. Like I would just be celebrating right now. So, like, do you have plans maybe to immortalize that deck for yourself? Like, make a shrine, like a Gardevoir shrine at the house or something?
Maybe. I honestly don't know yet.
Sure, that's
He's
fair.
just a chill guy, bro. He's just a
Is
chill
that
guy.
something a lot of people do?
I mean, I think if I won Worlds, I'd probably do that. I know Aneil, like, if you see behind Aneil, he, like, frames his Worlds decks. I think that could be cool for you to do, and, like, put, like, the first, if you're going to keep the first place trainer, maybe put that in the Champions Paradise Resort in there. That would look really cool, I think.
Yeah, if you do it, You got to be careful though. You got to get there's like a UV film you can buy to put on the front of it because like the sunspots will like fade the cards. That's like the one concern I have with like framing mine. That's why I've only done 2. I've been to 5 worlds, but I've only framed 2 because I'm scared like the high value stuff. As soon as the sun like batters it, the cards are cooked. So like maybe put your base rarity version in, but I'd be scared to put that number 1 trainer in there, man.
That's maybe not that.
Yeah, that's terrifying. But I do like the idea of like retiring on top with Gardevoir. I like that. I wish more athletes would do that. Like I think like Leo Messi is waiting to win a Champions League before he retires, or LeBron might try to go out on top or something. Like I like when people do that because you think of them in like the brightest fashion.
Yeah. So you said
Messi already won the World Cup though, so he should have retired after that. That's
I agree with you. Actually.
That would have been the ultimate. Instead, he's in MLS.
Yeah, he's too good. That's the problem. He's still too good. The guy can still ball. If he was bad, I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense.
But that's what retiring on top means, though. Like retiring before, like you can get bad, right? Like you retire when you're still good.
I don't know if that guy can get bad. I genuinely don't know. He might play till he's 50.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Some LeBron type beat.
Yeah,
maybe.
Is that a United jersey you're wearing, by the way?
Yeah. Do you know
it is, right?
Yeah,
I do. Of course.
It's an Anthony jersey.
All right, that's pretty sick though. Anthony's a sick like skiller, bro. I watched that guy play all day. I saw like the stripes, and like it's not common with Pokemon players to wear like sports jerseys, so I didn't want to assume, but that's pretty neat. I'm not a United fan, but I can respect that for sure.
What team do you like?
I'm a Dortmund fan.
Okay.
Really, really random. Yeah, I was an Arsenal fan growing up because I loved Thierry Henry. And as I grew up, I stopped getting the English Premier League channels. So I stopped watching the EPL. And now I'm a passionate MLS season ticket holder, as lame as that is. That's where my allegiance is.
Still soccer.
Yeah. Soccer, man.
That's a ringing endorsement for the MLS. It's still soccer.
Yeah. Still we get to see Messi once a year. I mean, it's pretty good for what it's worth.
Yeah. It is fun sometimes. When TFC was good, I remember it was really cool. Back in like 2017.
We have 5 wins this year in like 29 games, and we've been to unfortunately like all of them. Yeah, it's misery right now. But like, there's some cool players coming to the league. Like Thomas Muller came to the league. Like Messi's obviously in the league. Suarez is in the league. Jordi Alba's in the league. Like it's kind of cool. Yeah. And like we get to, because in Toronto, the way our season tickets work, like people don't really want them. So like I pay like $500 for the whole season for all my tickets.
That's sick.
Yeah. So like, I sell the Miami game for $400. Sorry?
Do you live close to the stadium?
No, man, I'm deep. I'm like an hour away. I'm in Pickering, so it's far, man. But I make the trek because I love my Reds. I don't know why, but I love that team. So hopefully one day they'll bring us some.
Soon Aneil will not be a Pickering Mans anymore. He'll be a Toronto Mans very soon.
True. I actually moved in already. This is my last podcast episode in this Pickering house. So hopefully I'll have a better backdrop next week. Right now it's just a bunch of IKEA boxes. It's not pretty.
Yeah, you have the frames back there though.
Yeah, I got to take those over to the new place. The girlfriend's giving me a hard time. She's like, we can't have those on the wall, but I'm working my magic. Yeah, I'm trying to make it work. She's scared that I'm going to take one of the rooms and turn it into a man cave with all of these around it, like a TV for sports while we're testing, which is probably true. But like, you just got to let me cook. Just let me cook. Let me have it. So I'm working on it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Speaking of the first place trainer, Riley said you got it PSA'd. Did you get a 10 on the first place trainer?
Unfortunately, I did not. I got a 9.
You got a 9, bro. That's on Poco. I think you need to like tell TPCI. I'm like, look, I literally took this straight from you guys. Like, why is this not a 10? Like,
support ticket.
Yeah, support ticket. Get a new one.
Support ticket. That's crazy, bro. They gave you a 9. That's such a slap in the face. Who do these guys think they are, man? That's crazy.
Did they put your name on it at least? Like it says on like the authentication. Like does it say like Riley McKay first place, or does it just say first place trainer?
I don't remember. I think it says my name.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Okay, that's sick.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Crack it and resend it, bro. Just give it another shot. Does it? Okay. I don't know how much you like grade cards. Maybe you don't. But does it look like a 10?
I can't tell. Yeah. I would never know just from looking at it.
Okay.
Aneil's big into the grading. Like Aneil has a nice PSA collection. My only PSA card is like the Kling Clang behind me that one of our friends gave us.
Yeah. I would never make you bring this thing into public, but if you ever... What's up?
He was asking if it was a 10. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Japanese shifter. Aneil has one too.
Is that one a 10 as well?
Yeah, they're both 10. Shout out our boy Mo-itis.
He got 2 out of the 3 10s in the world. Apparently there's only 3 of these 10s. And we own 2 of them, which is pretty sick.
I don't know, because I guess people aren't grading them, so...
If I ever see you or you're around anyone who knows grading, like bring the card out, make sure they don't steal it, but bring the card out and get someone to look at it, because it might be worth cracking and resending.
I don't know if Riley wants to bring the first place trainer around, bro. Like, I feel like that needs to be locked up in like a safe or something.
That's like a 30k buff though. If he cracks it and like sends it back in and comes back at 10, it might be worth the risk of thievery.
Yeah, but he sent it to PSA. They're gonna know it got recracked because there's not that many first place.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
I don't know. For that high profile of a card, they probably would care.
I don't know. They charge so much to grade those like big cards, anyways. They're making a mint off of them. They don't care.
Did they
They're
charge you, Riley, or did they let you just do it for free because you won Worlds?
No, yeah, they charged me for it.
Okay, damn. Well, that's crazy, bro. PSA should just be like, all right, Riley, let us post this on Twitter. We'll do it for free. But I mean, I guess they got to make a bag.
The dumbest part about PSA is that they like will charge you based off the card's value, even though they're doing the same work. It's like, okay, I graded this card, and like I'm scared to know how much you paid for that card. I'm not even gonna ask what you paid to grade that card, but I know that if you grade like a old fashioned Charizard or something, I've seen people's bills get up to like $5,000.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I think that might have been the amount.
Yeah. I mean, that's worth it though, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I gotta do it.
That's a business expense if you do your taxes properly. So write it off.
PSA is licking their chops though when they see guys like you coming in with those things. They're like, yes, please, man. They do the exact same amount of work, yet instead of charging you $29, they charge you $5,000. Like that doesn't make sense.
They charge $29 for some stuff.
Yeah, base level 29. Anything up to I think $1,000 in value post grading is $29.
Yeah. Did you get the Paradise Resorts graded as well?
No, not yet.
Okay, so you just
maybe
did first place. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess it's cool to have it. If you're just gonna keep them, I guess you don't really need to PSA them. I guess the first place trainer is definitely the one to do because like that's obviously the money card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So cool. All right.
Damn, you got cooked, brother. Got cooked by PSA. That's so sad.
Jumping back to your Worlds, I have a question. It kind of relates to me. When you were watching my stream match, how stressed were you after you lost round 11? Like, did you know that the cut was maybe going to be like X2?
No, I thought that I was. Well, sorry, I wasn't stressed watching your match because I already thought that I was out. I didn't think there was any chance that I got in. So at that point, I was a little bit resigned. I wasn't too happy. I kind of wanted to just get my lunch, eat, and then leave. But then once your match tied, I was like, okay, I might as well check some of the other matches. And I was like, oh, okay, they actually did get me in. And then even from there, I saw the matchups in cut, and I was like, how am I supposed to beat these Zorarks? But then I didn't face them, so it's fine.
That's crazy. You're literally ready to get, this guy's ready to get lunch, and he's like, oh, actually, JK, I have to go win Worlds. So let's talk a little bit about the top cut run then. So you said the bracket you didn't think was that great for you, because if we look at the standings, there was 2 Zoroark decks and 2 Charizard decks, which I assume you think you're unfavored against Charizard, right?
Yeah, it's not super unfavorable. Like I can definitely win that one.
Okay, and then I guess the Golden Goes, I guess you're probably slightly unfavored against those as well. You would say. So
this one. Did this one play Picnic Basket?
Well, this guy played 2 Picnic Basket. So...
Oh, okay. I would have been screwed. There's no way I win that.
I think Landon, I don't know if Landon played Picnic Basket. He did play 1. Man, I might have been the only person this tournament not playing Picnic Basket. Oh, Piper didn't either. Okay. So me and Piper didn't play Picnic Basket. But okay, so let's go through your top cut run then. So were you thinking ahead, being like so you said, oh, like how do I get through? But once you got in cut, were you just thinking, all right, 1 match at a time, type of thing, or were you trying to you were in top cut, you're like, all right, I can win, I gotta go run the table right now? Where was your mind at? You're like, I'm out of the tournament, all of a sudden you're in top cut. So where were you mentally heading into that?
When I figured out I got back in, I was just really grateful for that. I wasn't really focused on any of the other matches. I kind of just sat down and played. I thought I was out for so long that I didn't really even register that I was back in. So it was just another game of Pokemon, and I wasn't even focused on the tournament at that point. I was just playing.
Yeah. So okay, nice. So your top cut, your ASIM round, you faced the player from Japan playing Duskbolt. So you must have been pretty happy when you saw your first pairing was this. Out of all the decks you could have hit and cut.
I guess it's okay. I don't think Duskbolt is super favorable. They would do you and then board wipe you. There's not really any way to win from there. So I was happy it wasn't a Zoroark or something like that. But I didn't think I had a free matchup or anything along those lines.
Okay, so how did this game go? Was it a close match? Did you kind of just get what you needed type of thing? Was it 2-game series, 3-game series?
It was a 2-game series, I think. The first match, I got everything I needed. There wasn't really that much chance that I would lose. And then the second match, my opponent made a play where he gusted my Fez and then Itchy Pollened it, and I Iono'd, and I didn't get any energy off the Iono. So from there, I thought I was just going to lose. If he had a certain play, I think he could have won that turn. But then he didn't get it, and he had to Itchy Pollen again. So I was able to retreat and then monkey 2 onto his Badoo and genome hacking Itchy Pollen, and that like basically checkmated.
That's sick.
That's crazy.
I never even thought about that play. His board must have sucked if you're able to do that and still win.
No, it wasn't that bad. Just he needed Dusknoir to win, and his Dusknoir was in the discard. So I figured that if we go for that, I just win. I actually made that play against 2 different Dragapults in the tournament.
That's crazy. So, I mean, that's something where I guess to talk about. It seems like you're like one of the more creative playmakers. I mean, obviously you had that play at NAIC where you passed against Tord that everyone has like hyped you up for, but it sounds like you're pretty good at these like creative plays. Like, do you think that's one of your strengths? Like, it seems like maybe you see these lines that a lot of people don't, or like on the fly, just coming up with these like game plans that like don't seem obvious to the average player.
Yeah, I definitely say that's one of my strengths. If anything, I might be a little weaker than some of the top players at sequencing and other stuff along those lines, but creative plays, I think I'm definitely really good at that.
Nice. You're like Ash
Dude, this
Ketchum.
guy's gonna be the most like he's gonna be the most like in-depth financial analyst anyone's ever seen, bro. He's gonna be telling people to like invest on the side to make their rent payments. It's all gonna work because he's just that calculated. He's built diff, man.
He's gonna say invest in Aerotine International.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
I don't know if you know that reference, Riley, but
I don't. What is that?
That's just a joke. Like in The Wolf of Wall Street, like the main character like calls people and he's like trying to pitch them like penny stocks. He's like, that was the one he uses.
Wait, have you never seen Wolf of Wall Street, or did you just not?
No, I haven't. I've just
Really?
seen like a couple scenes with Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's it.
Yeah. That movie's goated, especially as a business student. That movie is so goated.
Yeah, just don't take the wrong message away.
Yeah, you got to watch Moneyball too if you haven't seen that. That's an amazing movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, that's
Damn,
funny,
bro.
I feel like Wolf of Wall Street's like average like business student like movie watching. It's like part of the curriculum.
Part of your curriculum, you have to watch it. He's just doing squares. I was about to say circles around McMaster, then I remembered it was a square. He's just doing squares around McMaster all day, just walking. No time for movies, no time for anything else. Only Pokemon and walking in squares.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know if you've watched like the Pokemon anime, but they had like when they had the World Championships in the anime, like they had like Cynthia, Leon, like they had their like stats and they're all like maxed out, and they had Ash Ketchum, and like his only maxed out stat was like creativity. So obviously your stats are a bit more maxed out than Ash, but that kind of reminded me of that when you're talking about coming up with these cool plays against the people at Worlds.
Wait, have you seen that one, Riley? Have you seen the whatever he's referring to?
I don't know if I've seen the stats. I've seen the Pokemon anime though.
Have you seen the one where Ash wins Worlds? Have you seen that episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen it. Yeah.
Seen that one.
I was hoping that you hadn't. That way I wasn't alone.
Bro, I always tell Aneil to go watch that tournament arc. I haven't watched the anime in a long time, but I watched the arc where Ash won Worlds, and I'm like, bro, this is fire. Like, I'm telling Aneil, you gotta go watch it, bro.
He's told me at least like 4 times on the pod. And I'm always like, yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I never watch it. I probably should, but I'm fake.
So Ryan, do you have any other cool plays like the passing play or the copying Itchy Pollen that you pulled off that you want to highlight from the weekend?
I can try to think. In top 4, there was one play where my opponent had a Hoot Hoot on the bench I needed to kill and a Raging Bolt in the active, and neither of them had any damage. I had one Monkey Dory, so I went set up a second Monkey Dory, attack with Fluttermane, and then put Clefairy on the bench so that I can kill both of them.
I did see that. That was a cool play.
I like that.
Stuff like that's awesome. So, all right, Riley, you get maxed out creativity stat. If I had to like give you your your points. So okay, so we went over top cut or ASIM. So top 8. This is probably the hardest matchup you had in the bracket. It's the Charizard Pidgeot from Oyvind, and he had Mist Energy in his deck. So going into this one, how familiar were you with his list, and like what was kind of your like strategy to beat the Charizard deck?
I knew a little bit about his list. I think I knew that he played Mist and Secret Box and Squawkabilly. But I was definitely expecting to lose because it's just not a good matchup, especially with the Mist Energy. But game 1, he prized his Mist Energy, and I was able to Devo him. Game 2, he got the setup. I think he did some really cool play where he passed and then briared me the next turn,
Oh, nice.
which was really annoying, but it was pretty cool. And in the last game, he didn't prize his miss, but he had to retreat it off to use Cleffa. And so that just gave me like a pretty free Devo. Maybe if he had the mist in those other 2 games, the set would have gone differently, but it didn't. So I guess there's no point thinking about it.
Yeah, you just won. That's what matters. So
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess going into top 4, you probably felt pretty good. I feel like Raging Bull was probably the easiest matchup you could have gotten out of all the top cut decks. So how are you feeling going into this one against the Raging Bull player?
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good. At NAIC, when I got on stream for the first time, it was also in top 4, and I was really nervous. But this time, I didn't really feel the same type of pressure. I still don't think it had sunk in that I was actually in cut. I still think my brain thought I was eliminated for some reason. Anyway, I actually played pretty bad this set. Like, I know there was 2 times I ultra balled away a Monkey Dory, and then there was 1 time when I what was it? I secret boxed and got like Nest Ball instead of Ultra Ball or something. And then all 3 of those times I top decked the card I needed. It was like really lucky. But
I mean,
yeah, like I guess you're basically licking your chops at this point. You're trying not to get too far ahead of yourself, right? You're like, okay, I'm in the top 4 of Worlds, or maybe you didn't even realize it, given from what you're saying. But I guess like when this is in front of you, half the mental battle is like, hey, don't get ahead of yourself. Like win the game first, and then worry about it later. But I think like some of your brain kind of helped you here, didn't it? Like you not realizing that you were in the cut of Worlds probably helped you quite a bit throughout your run, and you just being like, hey, whatever, it's just another game of Pokemon. Kind of funny how that works.
oh yeah, it definitely did. It takes so much stress off of it.
Yeah. So okay, so once you got through this match, obviously I think it probably sinks in that you're going to the finals tomorrow. So what was it like the night before? Like did you prep for finals? Did you just chill with the family or your friends? Like what was that like for you?
I did a lot of preparation for the finals by like playing some games of Clash Royale.
Nice.
Maybe a couple games like Brawl Stars, something like that. But yeah, I didn't play any Pokemon. I kind of just went to bed, ate, retrieved the next day, and then waited for finals.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. I mean, at this point, if you've made the finals, like, I assume you know how to play your deck or the matchup, so I don't really know how much more. You're playing against a pretty standard Dusk Pult deck. And the stream would not let us forget, Riley, that you played against Justin the week of. So that's their only fun fact they had for you guys. Like, I swear, like, I heard the commentators say it like 6 or 7 times. So, yeah, so let's talk about the finals now. We finally made it. We talked a little bit earlier about you walking out in the stadium. So you kind of played against Justin before, you were saying. So how confident were you going into this finals match?
I was pretty confident, mainly because of my ASIM match. I beat the same thing in ASIM, so I was like, if I beat it there, he played 2 Jamming Tower as well, which is like the defining card that you need to beat Gardevoir. So if I can win with 2 Jamming, I figured I could do it again. However, I definitely could have lost if I didn't get energy game 1. Like, I know there was 2 turns I needed energy, and I top decked both times.
But you need that to win Worlds, like, to be honest, right? Like, you can play perfect Pokemon, but you need stuff like that to happen. So, yeah, I mean, I think the finals were, I don't know if uneventful is the right word, because I think it was very intricate games. They were maybe, like, a bit boring to the average viewer, because, like, Justin never really pulled off anything crazy. But it was definitely, like, a very methodical game where, like, he was trying to build up to that huge swing turn. Like, you just stopped him every time. Yeah, then you won Worlds. What was your, like, first initial, like, feeling? Like, taking that headset off, like, announcing the last attacker when he scooped or whatever. What was it like?
When he scooped, I really wasn't expecting it because I was still at 5 prizes, and he'd figured out that there was no way for him to come back from there, but I definitely had not at that point. So it took me a couple of seconds to realize he was actually scooping, but then once he did, well, like, all the pressure came off of having to win that match because there was definitely a ton of it. I wanted to go, like, see my family and friends. That was the second thing that came to mind, but I couldn't go off the stage. So then from there, I was kind of just sitting there, like, waving to my family and friends, trying to get as close to them as possible.
Spawn them in like it was like WrestleMania. Get them to, like, hop the stage and run.
Well, the stage was high up, bro. Like, I was thinking, rather, like, I was like, oh, are you gonna jump off the stage? But, like, the stage was, like, almost like 5 or 6 feet, maybe even more. Like,
He could do
I
it. He's
can
wearing an
jump
Anthony
off.
shirt, bro.
Yeah.
Anthony's got a lot
Exactly.
of. I know he could do it.
I wasn't wearing the Anthony shirt in finals though, so I don't know if I'd be able to do it there.
Oh, they probably wouldn't have let you. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about
Well,
that.
I mean, if you win Worlds and jump off the stage, I don't think they'll get that mad. They'll just be like, all right, come back on for your interview. But I think it makes a better moment, honestly, if you jump off the stage and like go like hug your family or something. But they had on the big screen like Riley's dad and like him were like celebrating. So that's awesome.
You get a buff after you win Worlds, like some Uncharted type beat. You can jump like 10
exactly.
feet.
Well, the
There's no
adrenaline,
fall
I'm
damage.
sure. The adrenaline rush.
There's no fall damage. You can just do whatever you want. It's like when you play Scarlet and Violet, you jump down Area 0 from the top, and your guy just lands on the bottom like nothing happened. He just skydove. Buffs,
Oh,
baby.
that'd be
Buffs.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping you would say like you went to the bar the night before, but I like your answer just as much.
Yeah, and then you also shouted out "The Thick of It" as your song. So can you give us the backstory of why that was your big shout out on the world stage?
No, there was just one tournament. I always travel with a certain group of people, and right before that event, one of them was talking about Thick of It. Actually, everyone was just talking about it and like flaming it, just saying this song sucks. It's the worst song of all time. Just all that stuff. Anyways, we were going to listen to it as a joke, and then like I actually ended up doing pretty well at that tournament after listening to it. So then it just became a tradition after that point. Fun fact. I've gone to 6 tournaments this year. I made day 2 at 5 of them, and the one that I didn't get day 2 at, it was before Thick of It was released.
There you go.
So it just goes to
Damn,
show,
bro.
Bro, like if they let you have custom walk up songs for Worlds, like that would have been the song you requested, bro. Like
yeah, of course.
You gotta get that. That's awesome.
I know those ones though. Sometimes you like put on a song as a meme, you're like, wait, why does this like kind of bump? Like why am I like nodding my head to this? And then before you know it, your Spotify Wrapped has like 4 meme songs and 1 real one at the end of the year. I had Kieran, you remember Nyae, our favorite song?
Of course, I remember that song. Bro.
That one cracked my top 5 multiple years, bro. I'm like, wait, this kind of bumps. This is crazy.
Riley will show you that song after, but
yeah, we can't play that on the pod. It's crazy.
Okay.
Nice. So, okay, I know we're getting up against time here, so I guess our last maybe question for you, Riley. What's next for Riley McKay? You're the world champion in the Pokemon trading card game. I feel like you're a man of mystery to the community. Like, you don't have social media, any of that. So I'm really happy we got to have you on the pod and kind of, get to know you a bit more and like get the community get to know you a bit more. So yeah, like what's next for you? Is there anything else you want to let the people know about our reigning world champion?
I guess if they want to win, they have to listen to Thick of It. That's like the main thing. But yeah, I don't think too much is going to change for me. Like I only played 5 events this year. Maybe I'll play like 1 or 2 more. I think I might have some options to get to more events, but yeah, I'm not going to like go to everything. I still have school. I still have a lot of other stuff that I'd like to focus on. And also I have the auto invite, so it's not like I have to go to everything.
Yeah, you're chilling. Is this your last year of school or you have 2 more?
I have second last, yeah.
Okay. Almost there.
Nice.
Then once you're done, you can decide what you want to do, and hopefully playing Pokemon is not at the top of that list.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see.
He's gonna be like the most successful like Pokemon businessman in history. I can already like feel it. He's gonna work for TPCI and like get them crazy deals and all that stuff. But
that'd be sick.
dude,
I don't know how I would do that, but I'd love to.
You're the world champion. You sway.
Yeah.
They should become.
They should be coming to you.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Speaking of Pokemon business people's success, do you know who Isaiah Williams is?
Yes, I do.
He just got a massive funding round from Y Combinator, so congrats to Isaiah. I saw that on my LinkedIn the other day. Yeah.
Damn. Shout out Isaiah for real.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy, too.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy, yeah. So I was hyped when I saw that in my feed.
Damn, bro.
So
we're up.
Yeah, Pokemon people are up, bro. Yeah. So, cool. Sorry, last thing, Riley. I guess you don't really have social media, so I was going to say, where can the people find you? But I guess they can't. But maybe in the future, there might be, we talked about it a little bit, there might be social media for Riley. So if there is, by the time this comes out, we'll post it. Otherwise, Riley, I guess you're going to remain a man of mystery to the rest of the community.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's gonna be like, yeah, y'all can email me if you really want to reach me. Hit me on MySpace, all the good stuff. And SMS me.
I don't have MySpace either. I don't even know what MySpace is.
Yeah. Even Aneil and I are a bit too young for the heyday of MySpace. So
yeah, we had like Tumblr, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think we're at the back end of AOL or MSN, and then all that good stuff. So okay, last thing, Riley. Floor is yours. Anything you want to say before we end off here?
I guess just shout out to Canada for winning Worlds and helping me get there.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you for coming on, dude. This was awesome. Like, this is the most like shift geary interview I think we've ever had, which is kind of crazy. We've been doing this for a long time now, but this is the most like chill, laid back, fun interview. And I think people are really gonna enjoy seeing like the other side of like Pokemon World Champion, where you don't have to be a stickler, you don't have to be stuck up, you can just be a chill guy and you can win worlds. That is
Nice.
the underlying message to this whole thing. So yeah, Riley, really appreciate it, man. It was awesome talking to you, and hopefully we'll send you some of the comments. I'm sure people will have questions down below. Maybe you can answer them at your leisure. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on. Kieran, you have anything else to shill or anything?
No, I think Riley got it. Canada goated. We're the best.
Canada goated.
Thanks for coming on, Riley. We'll catch everybody next week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Thanks for being on the Shift Gear. If this is your first time here, please do subscribe. It helps us a ton. Like the video and comment down below what you think of Riley's Manchester United jersey. And that's all we got for you guys.
Can't forget the Anthony on it.
The Anthony jersey. Yeah. That is a bit of a saving grace for you. Just United, you were getting dogged. But anyways, thanks y'all for being here. Thank you, Riley, once again, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Later.